Hey guys, how's it going? Kripparrian here. Today I'm gonna show you guys how I've been doing with the dragon theme. I've basically tried Dragon X class for everything many times in every way possible, and one of the more interesting, one of the more successful versions is one that really is gonna take you guys by surprise. It is Priest. This is the aggro dragon priest, and it is absolutely not your typical dragon deck nor your typical priest deck. Now, some people have said that priest is really the class that got shafted the most out of Blackrock Mountain, and that generally is true, but for some reason I've had quite a bit of success with this deck. You know, I've been beating Grim Patron Warrior, I've been out-zooing zoo decks, I've been out-facing hunter decks. I've been just kind of marginally winning a lot of games, and maybe it's RNG, but I'd like to think there's something to it. And this deck really, I think, encompasses what Blizzard tried to do with Blackrock. They wanted to get a few decks out there that had like the real dragon synergy going on. And most people who've tried dragon decks, most people who have tried especially dragon priest decks, basically operate with, would put in the typical Blackwing Corruptor, the Blackwing Technician, and the dragons that we'll have are going to be, the big ones, Ysera, maybe Nefarian, that type of stuff, like the 9 mana cost stuff. And it doesn't really work out. It's too hard to come back in the game. The class cards, especially for Priest these days, are just not strong enough. Even things like Light Bomb just doesn't work anymore. So all those people who've tried that stuff really have failed. The only good-ish Priest decks that we see these days are actually Mech Priest. Mech Priest has been getting a little bit of a comeback, and a lot of the concepts in that Priest deck actually are shared in this Priest deck. It's that Priest cards, especially the ones that have recently come out, are really good, but only if you have board control. So things like Velen's Chosen, things like Shrinkmeister, those cards are ridiculous, but you need to have board control to actually use them properly. So this is the type of deck that you get board control, you keep it, you win the game. And it plays out in a very aggressive fashion, and it actually makes use of these cards, which is really mind-blowing to me. You have cards like Draconoid Crusher. I actually started with only one Draconoid Crusher, and I put in like a late game dragon. It turned out the late game dragon was like the deadest card in the deck because I could never get rid of it. With this much draw, and you need this much draw to keep going, and you need this low of a curve because Priest doesn't really have super tempo cards in general. You have to have the presence on the board. So you need a low curve and you need draw. If you have a low curve and you have draw, it doesn't really fit to have big creatures. So 6 is really the cap, and Draconoid Crushers is not that bad. In this deck, if you know you're playing, because when you play ladder, you should know every single card in your opponent's deck. If you know they have a big game hunter, well, then you play it as a 6/6 intentionally. And if you know they won't have a big game hunter, or if you want to try to push for a win, 9/9 for 6 mana is surprisingly good. I haven't really analyzed the Draconoid Crusher by itself fully yet, but I feel it is a decent card, and certainly way more than decent as far as Arena is concerned. So it's okay. The strength of this deck is that you get that board presence on turn 1. The Twilight Whelp works pretty damn well. If you play him and you have another dragon, and because your deck is basically filled with dragons, like if you have Twilight Whelp into Fairy Dragon, that's fine, it's perfect, You get that like super present with Zombie Chow style, but it's better than Zombie Chow because you can start going face right away if you want. With Zombie Chow, you're really incentivized to trade it off, which is not something you always want to do with this type of deck. So you have the Northshire Cleric presence, you have the Twilight Whelp presence. Really the weakness of Priest right now is coming up with enough 2-drops. 2-drops are a little bit rare to really affect the board in a meaningful way. That's why you see the Knife Jugglers in there. They don't really fit the theme of the deck that well, except that Knife Juggler is an aggressive card. So Knife Juggler allows you to skip on some trades, it allows you to go for face a little bit more, and probably helps a lot in the Hunter matchup. But really the strength is, you get like the presence right away, but the 3-drop in the Priest really keeps the presence. So the Dark Cultist is still like the best 3-drop in the game, and Blackwing Technician is really close. Sometimes you can coin out like a Blackwing Technician on 2 and drop a Dark Cultist on 3, and you basically have permanent board control as long as you have decent on-curve cards. Dragonkin Sorcerer, suddenly garbage card is not too bad. Combos pretty well with Power Word Shield, combos pretty well with Velen's. And it's well enough that even when you Velen's it doesn't actually pump it to big game range. When when you Velens that guy, you know, it's a 3/5 plus a 1/1 plus a 2/4. You know, it's that 6 attack and well, in this case, that 10 health that's really going to steal the game very quickly because you know, pumping up a creature, it's like you play the Dragon Sorcerer, people think it's a joke, and then you Velens, and then you can heal it that next turn as well. So you have, again, permanent board control. So this is the type of deck, you know, you get the hand consistency, you get the draw, you get that permanent board control, and you get some decent enough momentum in the game going to where your lack of late game won't really hold you back. What I'm trying to say is, this is the new type of priest, and this new type of priest, where you have to always have control of the game, does seem to work. And I find it amazing that it actually works not on its own sense with the mechs, as some people have shown recently, but also in the dragon sense. If you want to play a pure dragon deck, you actually can, kind of, with this. Or there's probably a better version of it. I mean, I've only played like 15 games of this, but I've won most of those. So it's some good stuff. It's some good stuff. I think the reason people are really disappointed with Priest these days is most people haven't really adjusted to the class. Priest has been that class where, you know, the game gets faster, but it's like, okay, I still have Shadow Menace. I still have Cabal Shadow Priest. Oh, the game gets even faster with creatures you can't really kill. Oh, that's okay. I'll just steal it with Cabal Shadow Priest. I'll just steal it with Shadow Menace. But the game right now, not only is it fast, but it's combo-y. So Priest decks tend to do like kind of okay against fast decks, but Priest decks tend to do terrible traditionally against combo decks. Combo is really like the killer of Priest. So that's why these days you got to play it differently. But Priest, it's still in there. Check out the deck. If you know, if you're on a budget, this is a pretty decent deck. It's probably pretty close to Face Hunter in terms of cost, and it'll surprise you. It'll surprise you. I'll show you guys a game today. It's not a ladder game, but it is certainly the most epic sequence of events that I've had against one player with this deck. It happened today, and I know you guys will appreciate it. Okay, it's against the Grim Patron Warrior, right? That's basically like playing ladder half the time. So yeah, good stuff. Enjoy the videos. I'll see you guys tomorrow. This is pretty bad, but I've beat this before. Good enough. It's probably Grim Patron Warrior. I've beaten Grim Patron Warrior with my Priest before. If it's Control Warrior, I don't think I can win.
Is someone injured?
X. This might get like Cruel Task executed. That'd be the worst thing possible.
Pain, speak to me. Stand ready.
Still could be either Control or Grim Patron Warrior. Execute Whirlwind or something. Okay.
The damned stand ready. My fate is sealed.
This is Aggro Dragon Priest. It's a pretty decent deck. We're getting pretty wrecked right now, though.
My fate is sealed.
It's Warrior with double Fiery War Axe. That's pretty rough. And it's a Control Warrior, so I don't think we can win at all.
By the power of Ragnaros, I have the power! My fate is sealed. My fate is sealed. For Blackwood!
If he doesn't have big game or like an execute, it'll be okay. It is Grim Patron Warrior, okay. Second execute. I think if he did that, he should have killed off one of the cultists first.
My fate is sealed.
Well, he got 2 ticks off, so probably fucked here.
Charge forward! A
Alright.
fight calls me! Everyone, get in here! Everyone, get in here!
Mind if I roll knee?
That was an error.
Didn't attack. That's good. So I will attack.
Hey, give me that! Let us see if this works.
Shrinkmeister, because Shrinkmeister with Cabal is so powerful. I just really want to apply pressure. I shouldn't have Shrinkmeistered.
I can wait no longer.
Has exactly 3 damage on it.
Let me change your mind.
I think we lose. That's pretty sad though.
Armor made to fit.
Is someone injured?
In the light bay.
Well played. Job done.
Okay. Let's see if we die.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
Let the pain speak to me.
No.
I wield the power of Blackwood.
Right away.
Did it bug? That's pretty horrible. If he didn't have a combo lethal that turn, I think I was actually gonna win. Don't tell me he has Armor Smith. Oh, he has Cruel Task. That sucks. Yeah, I don't want to play Shrinkmeister by itself. I want to do Shrinkmeister Power Word Shield if I do anything like that at all.
Mind if I roll need?
I don't even know if I want to do that now. Fuck.
Is someone injured?
Job done.
Slam. Does he have execute now? He's trying to draw execute. Okay. Oh,
In the
nice.
light's name.
Right away.
Well, he's gonna need execute now. If he doesn't have execute, I don't think he can win at all.
Blood and plunder.
Right away.
Stand ready.
Let the pain
Well, the redo is part of the rules, so yes, we are redoing the game. I feel like Cabal is good. But I feel like drawing more.
Right away.
My fate is sealed. Sorry that happened.
Yep. Execute. Attack. No, that card's kind of bad.
My fate is sealed.
This priest deck is crazy. It's a pretty cool deck, isn't it?
Made to fit.
Let me change.
That one I'll
your
take.
mind.
My fate is sealed.
He might have a Grim Patron combo now. Did I donate to Rain Noodle today? Was that a fake? Of course it's a fake. Why did he take 1 damage on this creature?
No.
My fate is sealed.
Strike. In the light's name.
Blackward. I've got the beast.
Oh shit, it runs big game? Oh, well, I didn't know that. Execute.
I wield the power. Power flows through me. My blade be thirsty.
Pass me that arc light spanner.
the pretenders.
Yeah, I'll just go for the pressure play. He has the combo to clear.
Charge forward.
Top deck Warsong Commander.
Fight coldly. Everyone, get in here. Everyone,
Whirlwind.
everyone, get in here. Everyone, everyone, get in here. Everyone, get in here.
Okay. I wish.
I wield the power of Blackwood. Damn, stand ready.
Let the pain speak.
Why'd you
to
draw
me.
this time? Fuck! Top deck Whirlwind.
My work is paramount. Leave me alone.
Let us see if this works.
My fate is sealed.
Put this apple on your head.
He still has a Gromash that I might have to deal with. Okay.
I can wait no longer.
There it is.
Hey, catch! Distracted me!
Ew! Oh man! Holy shit! Oh dude, that was sick. Sick game.